Sunday night, Tracky talks bollocks.
Hi girls and guys, it's MrTrakky and we're on the right track. Guys, welcome to another episode of the Real Life Show. In today's episode, I want to talk about mental health awareness. Now, this has been very prevalent this week for me, as it's been a campaign that's been at my workplace, a charitable event where people were dressing up in pajamas and you donate some money towards the charity. And it's been quite prevalent in athletes and people going through their story. Also this week, I unfortunately lost my cousin, who was 26 years of age, who took his own life due to depression and anxiety. But I'm not going to delve into that too much because out of respect to him, I just would rather not go into his story. However, I'm going to tell you about mine, so feel free to click away now if this is not your sort of thing. I know a lot of people can't manage to listen to this, which is fine, I understand, but this could help you save somebody's life, so I'd appreciate anyone that's tuning to this far to continue watching. Now, I've mentioned in previous real life shows quite a bit about myself, so for those who have been following me for a while, you'll understand a lot of this, what I'm about to speak about. For those that haven't, I'll give you a quick refresh if you're new. I've been stabbed in the past. Them events led to me moving to London. I'm from Birmingham. I was basically torn away from my family for my own safety. Lived at my cousin's for a while. I was sleeping on the floor, and I managed to get into an independent living centre, aka a hostel, and that will pretty much bring you up to speed. I do share quite a funny story of my neighbour putting the cat litter in the communal toilet that we had, and I ended up having to take a shit. But that was done to lead up to this particular story. So here we go. So we're in London. MrTrakky's in London, and I'm in my hostel, and I'm actually going through some of the hardest times I've ever had to go through, bearing in mind that I'm 18 going on 19 years of age now. So it's all new to me. I've never lived on my own before, so I didn't know what it was going to feel like. I was having financial troubles as I didn't have a job, and I'd never really dealt with money as such, and I started to sign on. That would be welfare in America, and we call it job seekers allowance because they give you money to help you look for a job, but to survive while you're looking for one. And I was looking hard for a job. I was very ambitious in what I wanted to do, but I kept getting that same letter. Unfortunately, MrTrakky, on this occasion you was unsuccessful, which was soul crushing. With each letter, it just hurt that little more because I couldn't get out of the situation that I was in. And one week, I've mentioned it before, I believe, I only had a bottle of milk, a loaf of bread, and a tub of Philadelphia to last me for 6 days, so I practically went hungry all week. And I only seen my partner at the time on the weekends because we had like a concierge, and you could only sign in a visitor for 3 nights out of the week, so she tended to come and stay Friday through till Sunday if I didn't go and stay with her at my mother's house. So for the majority of the week I was left with the 4 walls, and the only real thing that would get me away from all that was my production unit that I had there, my speakers and my PC to make music, or phone calls from family and friends. But bearing in mind, with no money, I had no credit to call nobody, so when I needed somebody, I'd just have to hope and pray that they'd give me a call. And this became far too much for me to deal with at a point. Far too much. And I found myself in the kitchen just messing around with a knife one day, and I ran it across my arm just to see what it would feel like. They say 94%, I believe, of humans have some form of suicidal thoughts in their lifetime. 94%, that's nearly all of us, at least once in your life. And I thought that was that moment, but it wasn't. That was just the start. And I had several dark thoughts, and then I'd snap out of it. But I started to find that in some sick kind of way, my day seemed to go quicker when I started to think that way, to my detriment. Living so close to the Thames River in London, I used to go for walks and try and clear my head, and I always used to end up by the main bank of the river, by a wall, near enough the same time. It was about 2 o'clock in the morning. The flow of the river would be really heavy. It'd be really dark, because the Thames River is quite dark and dreary anyway, even in the daytime. You know, that mucky, dirty, sediment kind of looking water, just the ripples of the flow on the top. And I used to just, you know, go down there and contemplate life in general. But then one night I found myself standing on the actual wall, just staring into the water. And I actually started to count down. And I promised myself that once I got to 0, I was going to jump in. And I was counting down in my head. And I could see a few people. There was not many people going around. I could see the odd person just watching me at the corner of their eye, wondering what I was doing, but thinking to the, nah, he's alright, he's just catching some air. I didn't make it look obvious, obviously, because I didn't want to be stopped. But then my phone went off, and I don't think he even knows this to this day. It was my best mate, the guy that's made the tune in the background, Calamity. And I read the text on my Motorola Razr back then, flipped it open. And all it said was, finding it hard to sleep. Got you on my mind, I hope you're okay. And I just broke down in tears, because somebody actually asked me if I was okay, and it was pretty much all I needed to hear. It was pretty much all I needed to hear. And some guy, I don't know who he is to this day, he just found me sobbing on the wall, just sat there. And he asked me the same question, you okay, mate? You okay, in the Cockney accent? And I was like, you know something, mate? I am now. I am. I'm cool. And I couldn't go through with it, obviously. And all I'm trying to put across to you guys in this video here is, if you've ever felt that way, believe me, there's somebody that gives a fuck, even if they're a complete stranger. And if you're on the other side of the coin, you're lucky to be on the other side of the coin, and you sense that something isn't right with somebody, don't ignore your intuitions. Ask them, are you okay? Because you may very well save their fucking life. Believe me on that one. Guys, don't forget to stay on the right track. Peace.